Today, we'll introduce you to Canada's next brightest golf star, Corey Connors. We'll take you north of Toronto to Barrie Country Club and take a look at TaylorMade's newest golf ball. This is SCOREGolf, the voice of Canadian golf. SCOREGolf is brought to you by TaylorMade, the #1 driver in golf. Molson Canadian 67, the official beer of the PGA of Canada and the RBC Canadian Open. Tourism Prince Edward Island. Come for the golf, stay for the party. Hello Canada and welcome to SCOREGolf. And this week we are in Barrie, Ontario at the historic Barrie Country Club. Historic, yes, 101 years old. They celebrated their centennial last year. They're starting their second 100 this year. And we're going to show you a little bit about the past as well as the present day and what makes this golf course so fabulous. They have an amazing junior program here. They've sent a number of players down on college scholarships in the U.S. We'll show you all that and a lot more here in Barrie as our show goes on today. But let's get things started this week on SCOREGolf TV. Teeing up Team Canada, a look at the success of the National Golf Team Program. Brought to you by RBC, proud sponsor of the RBC Canadian Open and Amateur Golf in Canada. Many who watched the recent Masters tournament no doubt dreamed about playing the course and the year's first major. And for most, it will always remain that, a dream. But for Corey Connors, it was almost a dream that came true. Last year, the Listowel, Ontario native used his game of hitting fairways and greens to reach the semifinals of the U.S. Amateur. A win in that match would have given him a spot in the Masters, but he was defeated by eventual champion Matthew Fitzpatrick. Still, the overall performance in the biggest amateur tournament in the world was something to remember.
Just to be so close, it just hurts that much more to lose, I guess. It would have been just unbelievable to be able to play there, but still proud of how I played.
He is the reigning Jones Cup champion and was runner-up in last year's Canadian Men's Amateur. In NCAA action, he became the first back-to-back winner of the Gopher Invitational, becoming a dominant force in college golf. His success at the collegiate level suggests he's ready for the pros.
The results I've been seeing lately and the improvements I've been making, I think I have going in the right direction, definitely, and just really excited to take my game to the next level.
After dreaming about being a member of Team Canada, Connors was able to see that wish fulfilled, and the young amateur attributes much of his accomplishments in competitive golf to the support and help provided by the National Development Program.
When I found out I was going to be on the team, it was awesome. Yes, can't wait to do some training camps with those guys and play and use the resources they have available to us. So I was really excited. We're very lucky to have like sports science staff, some fitness and physio guys, Jay Glass and Greg Redmond, and then sports psychology and nutrition. So they cover basically all facets of the game and make sure that we're educated and know what we need to be doing to try and play our best.
As the 22-year-old finishes up his senior year at Kent State University, his fellow Kent State and Golf Canada teammate Taylor Pendrith has no doubt that Connors' game is PGA Tour material.
He hits the ball so straight and so consistent. Hits a ton of greens every round that he plays, tons of fairways, and that's such a big advantage. Just steps up and rips it right down the middle, hits the ball extremely straight, and then his irons he hits 14, 15, 16 greens around, so it's a good advantage.
He hits a lot of greens in regulation. His stats show that. One of the things we kid about, when he came down here, he said, I don't chip very well, or the rumor is I don't chip very well, but I don't need to chip because I hit a lot of greens. And of course, that's a pretty cocky statement. Well, it turns out he does hit a lot of greens, so he's a really, really good ball striker.
Connors will look to take that advantage to the next level this year and continue his climb up golf's World Amateur rankings. Sitting just outside the top 20, Connors is among a short list of Canadians who have previously ascended that high.
I'm going to try and play in the World Amateur again this coming fall in September. It's in Japan this year, so that'd be a really, really great time. Another opportunity to represent Canada, and I'm going to work really hard to try and make that team. And then following that, try and take my game to the next level and play in some professional events, go to Q school and try and hang out with the big boys.
With so much talent, the future looks very bright indeed for Corey Connors. Every golfer dreams of having the big three. No, we don't mean fame, fortune, and trophies. We're talking about power, precision, and touch. Having those three qualities in your arsenal likely means you're destined for big things in the sport, which is why stars such as Tiger Woods, Dustin Johnson, and Adam Scott are weekly forces out on tour. But most golfers aren't as lucky. While it may seem obvious that players would know their weaknesses, the substantial collection of data available is playing an increasingly larger role in how touring pros practice. Greens in regulation, scrambling, total driving, strokes gained putting. You need to be a statistician for it all to make sense, but it's these figures and so many others the pros are continuing to consult to improve.
I definitely look at my statistics. You know, statistics tend not to lie. There's a few little grey areas there, but the biggest one is I tend to look at the new strokes gained putting. That's probably the biggest one, and I think probably the fairest indication of how you're putting.
I look at the weakest part, simple as that. I look at which is, you know, maybe what has slipped a little bit, maybe which area of the game is not up to scratch compared to the other guys out here on tour. My key over the last few years when I've played great golf has always been the short game of the putting. Conversion rates, the closer I get to the hole, eliminating 3 putts, but it's statistics are everything.
I do look at them. I look at them probably every couple of months, or maybe at least twice, 3 times a year, I'd say. My coach studies them a lot. We're trying to get more into now how the golf course is being played by me from previous years, what hole I struggled on, and I noticed I miss 93% of my fairways to the right and 7% to the left. So I'm looking at it and trying to fix things if I can.
Though the stats movement is certainly growing, there are still plenty who believe information overload is possible and dangerous. Focusing so closely on reaching statistical goals clutters some golfers' minds, and they prefer to feel their way out of a funk the old-fashioned way, grinding on the range.
I'm not really a big statistics guy. You know which part of the game you're struggling at, and it does sometimes help to just have a look, but I'm probably a bit more old-fashioned and just work on the part of the game that I know I'm struggling with.
I don't look at them too often, but I do look at them time to time. The stats that I like to look at is all around, and I know that players and caddies out here think the same. Only thing that really matters on the stats is money list and FedEx Cup.
Yes, at the end of the day, wins, the money list, and one's FedEx Cup ranking are the most important barometers of how a golfer's performing. But whether the pros analyze the stats or not, we have, and trust us on this, success won't come without all facets of a player's game working. After this break, we'll showcase the host of the 2014 Canadian Mid-Amateur Championship, Barrie Country Club. And later, a look at the top 100 list of modern versus classic courses. This is the 18th hole here at the Barrie Country Club. It's a wonderful finisher on this Graham Cook designed golf course. And a little bit later this summer, it's going to be the scene of the crowning of the Canadian Mid-Amateur Championship, which will be contested over the fairways here at this beautiful facility. Let's have a look now at the Barrie Country Club. There are few golf clubs across Canada that can boast 100 years of existence, but one of the few is Barrie Country Club. Originally a 9-hole course, the club reopened at its current location after a design by Bob Moot, who learned his craft under the direction of Canada's greatest golf course architect, Stanley Thompson. Then in the mid-1990s, award-winning designer Graham Cook was brought in to retool the course.
Most of Graham Cook's work's been modifications, really. We've added different tee decks, so we've been able to vary the length of it. Some shorter tees, some intermediate length tees, as well as a few longer tees. About 10 years ago, we made some changes on number 12 and put a pond in just to the right of the green that helped drain the area as well as challenge the approach shot.
Along with Barrie Country Club, Cook has designed other great courses in Canada, including Piper's Heath in Milton, Fox Harbour in Nova Scotia, Eagles Glen in PEI, and Le Maître de Mont-Tremblant with Fred Couples in Quebec. Barrie is a well-designed course that weaves and winds its 18 holes through a valley among a handful of water hazards while playing between 5,400 and 6,900 yards long. Nestled among towering pines, it's one of the most scenic courses in the region, with a perfect mixture of par 3s, 4s, and 5s.
The par 3s are a very strong test, so you need some good mid or long iron shots or perhaps hybrids. There's good length on the par 3s. The par 5s, you've got an opportunity to make some birdies, so a good wedge player will have the opportunity to score well and make up for some errors that they might have otherwise.
The first of those amazing par 3s comes on the 7th, where golfers are challenged with a tough short iron shot onto a green that requires a good handle of your flat stick.
7's an exciting hole. It has a green that was rebuilt about 5 years ago, and it has a number of tiers in it, and balls can collect a certain pin placement, so we do get our share of hole-in-ones. It plays around the 150-yard mark, a little bit uphill, so club selection is important. There can be some wind at your back that lessens the uphill effect, so club selection is important. Trying to get your tee shot on the proper level of the green is the key to making a 3 on number 7.
The rest of the front 9 is made up of incredible views, and none better than the first hole. As golfers get ready to tee off, they're surrounded by a beautiful garden and are only steps away from the driving range, putting, and practice greens. Once the ball is in the air, golfers find themselves perched above a fairway with a bird's eye view of the green just off in the distance. Many of the holes thereafter are just as magnificent, as the fairways are generously wide and flow into expansive greens. Players will be challenged by the undulating putting surfaces, but the course plays fair to even the most unseasoned of golfers. But 2 of the final holes are considered the signatures at Barrie, beginning with the par 3 16th. With a small pond protecting the green and a variety of pin placements possible, it's no easy birdie, even for the best of golfers.
16's the last of the 5 par 3 holes. Plays with a mid-iron, usually 160 to 180 yards from the member tees. If you keep your tee shot to the right side, you'll avoid all the trouble. Right-hand portion of the green's a very flat, level putt. Chance for a birdie if you've got the tee shot on the putting surface.
Meanwhile, the 18th is a wonderful finisher to the course, as the short par 5s gives golfers a chance to birdie their final hole of the day. With a slight uphill dogleg right, the green is situated just off the clubhouse's patio. It's an amazing ending that has great viewing potential for numerous club members just chilling out after a round of golf.
18 provides a lot of excitement. There's opportunities for birdies. The big hitters can get home in 2. If you've got rabbit ears, you can hear the chatter going on behind you. It might influence or affect your last shot, but it's a great club atmosphere.
Barrie Country Club is not just a course for locals wanting to play the game, but it's also become a hotbed for developing young golfers into great golfers. The junior program here offers all the amenities that a kid learning the game could ask for. From amazing training facilities to great coaching, Barrie offers it all. And the results have led to numerous members riding full golf scholarships in the NCAA.
Junior program thrives for a number of reasons. We've got a great staff team in place that are supportive of junior golf and get the kids involved in young ages. We start a Future Links program from age 4 and up. Our Wednesday junior league's a lot of fun and we get great turnout and support for that. And our practice facilities. We have a short game practice area with 3 par 3 holes, which makes for a tremendous learning center. Our golf academy and indoor winter academy provides TrackMan technology that the kids can learn and get coaching on and just continue to develop their game on a great golf course with all the practice facility amenities.
Perhaps it's the result of such a driven development program that has given the club the opportunity to host multiple amateur championships. The club has welcomed numerous events in the past and will again this summer with the Canadian Mid-Amateur Championship.
The Canadian Men's Mid-Am will be Barrie Country Club's first opportunity to show its golf course on the national stage. We've hosted all the provincial level events, Ontario Men's Amateur, Ladies Amateur. We had a 10-year string of hosting the Ontario PGA Championship. We've had the junior boys and junior girls, so we're really looking forward to showing Barrie Country Club across the country to the Canadian men's Mid-Am.
With a freshly minted clubhouse, a young and vibrant membership, and a course layout that is meticulously managed under the watchful eye of Graham Cook, Barrie Country Club is clearly one of Ontario's great membership courses. Over the last 100 years, it's gone through much change, from relocating the entire course to renovations to its layout. But from what we see here now, the next 100 years are full of potential that could see Barrie become one of the province's greatest courses. After this break, a look at TaylorMade's newest golf balls, and later, a tip to help your game. TaylorMade's staff of touring pros have had the luxury of using some of the brand's most innovative products over the past year. This spring, the manufacturer introduced their newest golf balls that are built for 3 different classes of players. And already the likes of Jason Day and Sergio Garcia have put the ball in play. Here's Dean Snell, Vice President of Product Development in Golf Balls, to explain their newest additions.
Tour Preferred X is made for the better player. A lot of feedback we get is total tee to green performance. So the better player typically strikes down on the ball a little more, generates a little more spin. So working with our tour players, they asked us, is there something you can do just to give me a little more performance on the short game, maybe the 70 or 30-yard shot? So we put a new cast urethane cover, a little softer, a little thinner, that gives a little more feel and control around the green, but from the tee shot to the 70-yard shot, everything stays the same. Tour Preferred is the same, the cast urethane cover, the driver is the same as Tour Preferred X, but the long irons to the short irons, it's a higher spinning golf ball. So the big difference between the golf balls is performance in the long to mid irons. Project A was a fun project for us. So we set out about 2 years ago to work with about 250 average golfers. So 80% of an average golfer's play is from 100 yards and in. The design of Project A is taking our tour materials, our cast urethane from our tour ball, our mantle from our tour ball, and our core, and we design that into a golf ball that has very high spin from 100 yards and in, almost twice the competition. So when players miss greens, anytime you can stop the ball a little quicker, you maybe eliminate 1 or 2 3-putts, and you can maybe lower your scores.
Ultimately, picking any old box of golf balls off the shelf is probably not the best way to decide which is the best fit for your game. Instead, take the time to test out a handful of balls with a PGA of Canada professional to find out which is best suited for your game. The 100. Taking a look at ScoreGolf's top 100 Canadian courses. Watch the official release on July 19th right here on TSN. There has long been a debate of old versus new or classic versus modern when it comes to golf courses. In this edition of our Top 100, we'll tee up this debate. 6 of the top 10 ranked courses in Canada predate 1960, which defines a classic course. However, modern courses, which are post-1960, hold the prize for having the most entries on the top 100 listings of 2010 and 2012, with more than 60%. It is truly a battle of the quality of a classic course in the top 10 versus the quantity of modern courses in the top 100. Legendary architect Stanley Thompson is a huge factor in why classic courses comprise most of the top 10, and that's probably not going to change anytime soon. Thompson designed 5 of the top 10 courses ranked in the most recent top 100. Number 4 through 7, Fairmont Jasper Park Lodge Golf Club, Capilano Golf and Country Club, Highlands Links, and Fairmont Banff Springs were all built between 1925 and 1940. Between Jasper Park and Thompson's highest ranked course, St. George's Golf and Country Club, is another classic, Harry Colt's Hamilton Golf and Country Club. It was ranked 3rd in 2012 and was designed in 1914. Prior to the Second World War, architects were restricted to using the landscapes they were given. They didn't have the ease of moving large amounts of land to accommodate their vision the way architects have today. This was a benefit given to courses made in the modern era. Topping the 2012 Top 100, the course that has sat atop our rankings most often is the National Golf Club of Canada, designed in 1975 by Tom and George Fazio. Following the National, the next top-ranked modern course was the 8th-ranked Beacon Hall, followed by Muskoka Bay and Tobiano to round out the top 10. While classic courses dominated the top 10 in 2012, there are only 16 classic courses amongst the top 50. Meanwhile, there are 15 modern courses found in the top 25 in the 2012 rankings, such as number 25 Predator Ridge's Ridge course and Grey Wolf, which ranked at number 22. Which do you prefer, classic or modern courses? Would you rather play the number 1 ranked National Golf Club of Canada or number 2 St. George's? Tweet us your opinion using the hashtag SGTop100. And be sure to catch the next installment of our Top 100 Courses in Canada, July 19th, immediately following the 3rd round of the British Open here on TSN. When we return, we'll wrap up this show with a little bit of instruction to help your game.
Hi, I'm Bill Wogden, PGA Head Professional at Barrie Country Club. I know it's early in the season and some of your approach shots may have gone a little offline and found one of the bunkers on your local golf course. Let me give you a few pointers to help escape those bunkers and get your ball on the green in just one shot. You need to get your stance comfortable in the bunker, aligning your body a little bit open to your line of play. Gripping the club, keeping the face open will help use the bounce of the sole of the club design to slide through the sand and help make your escape from the bunker that much easier. Making a smooth, full swing is the key, along with following through to help explode the ball along with a bit of sand out of the bunker to get your ball up onto the green. Playing from the bunkers, number 1, be sure you get the ball out of the bunker. If you can get it out of the bunker and onto the green, that's even better. Out of the bunker, onto the green close to the hole is a great shot. For more information and help with your golf game, contact your local PGA of Canada golf professional.
Week Speaks brought to you by Bushnell, the undisputed number 1 laser rangefinder in professional golf. Barrie Country Club celebrated 100 years of existence last year. Now that is quite an achievement, but you'd probably be surprised to learn that there are quite a number of golf clubs in this country that have reached that milestone, and many more in the next few years will do the same. And I think it's important to do what Barrie did here. They put up showcases in their clubhouse to display all sorts of memorabilia, photographs, newspaper clippings, a look at the old golf course where it used to be on the other side of town here. And I think as more golf clubs start to celebrate anniversaries, whether it be 50 or 75 or 100 years, they should do the same. Preserve the past, make it a big part of your celebration, showcase the old courses, showcase the founders, the people who built these golf clubs. Golf in Canada has a rich tradition and we need to preserve it. That's all the time we have for this week. We'll see you next time right here on Score Golf. Check out Score Golf on all the major social media networks the next time you're looking for a Canadian golf course fix. Score Golf is brought to you by Molson Canadian 67, the official beer of the PGA of Canada and the RBC Canadian Open. Clothing provided by Ashworth. All we do is golf.